just as a hint as well, just in case people don't know, when you're walking on Kinder Scout and the majority of moorland, if you see a green line, which is obviously water, a stream or a stream bed, if it has mud in the bottom of it, it's unlikely to be what's shown on the map. If it has rock, i.e. bedrock, that green line is most likely to be that thing you're walking up. I know it's a daft thing to say, but up on Kinder Scout there's an awful lot of places where it's mud, but it's a deep gruff, but it's mud. That is not likely to be shown on the map, so don't take this as said, but if we look at this gruff here to our right, it's got a bit of a rock core, so it might well be featured on the map as a blue line. Yeah, we get to other places and if it doesn't have a rock core, if it's got mud in the bottom, it's not on the map, and it's not really going to have much value for navigation if you want to do micro navigation. So this here is definitely on the map, and we're just headed from north to northwest. So I'm cheating a bit, I've been up here before, but I know that on the map we're gruff walking up northwest along a known feature on the map. Okay, this is heading up to Four Jacks. I'm not sure if you can see that on video, but that's the old Four Jacks hut. It's one of the few little structures that still remains on Kinder Scout. It's a good place. Most of the rangers up on Kinder Scout know where it is, and it's literally on the bottom left hand corner of the 88 on a proper 1 in 25 scale map. I'd give you a grid reference, but I haven't got a GPS with me. So that's Four Jacks. I'll have a wander up to that. Right, Four Jacks, the hut. It's looked like this for years. It was inhabited up until the 1940s because a guy slept in here and he was woken up to the sound of huge, enormous explosions. The explosions being, unfortunately, at Halifax. It crashed down there, halfway up Grindsbrook in 1944. I could be wrong, it might be 1941. And he heard the detonations of all the bombs going off as it crashed. So that's Four Jacks. It's a good place to come up to have a look at. Please don't use it as a toilet. Saying that, I need a wee. Right, just about halfway up from Grindsbrook to Crowden Head. We decided to go straight to Crowden Head. Just a quick exercise in following the compass bearing. Oh god, I can't use my compass. Here we go. So I can't really lay it flat that easy, but basically general direction should be up here, so it's straight up the gruff. Still, it's a bit of a fudge because we know that the gruff will take us to all intents and purposes to within about 100 metres of Crowden Head, but this is the whole point of gruff walking. The whole idea of gruff walking is to see the direction of where the water's going and follow it using a map and compass as backup. So we know that if we follow this bearing, it'll take us here, but we don't want to go up and over and up and over, which is what we would do if we're walking on a straight bearing. We're basically just following the general direction of where we want to be and getting to a point where we're at the watershed where we can stand and look. It's not really useful in mist or fog, but it's absolutely perfect for a day like this where we're not getting into all the shit in the mud. We're just following a nice rocky path up all the way up to the top of Kinder Scout where we can have a decent view. This is the good indication that we're close to Crowden Head. An awful lot of people during the winter months get stuck in these because if you look at the gruffs now, they're drying out very badly. So it's a major problem. This is the cause of erosion upon Kinder Scout. Drying out, then erosion, and then all this carbon is washed down this gruff down to the sea, and that's the carbon sink being destroyed by erosion. But also people get lost in here. Let's have a look at this gruff on our right. If you get into one of these gruffs, just think you are not being taken away from where you want to go. if your compass says you're going in the right direction. The only thing you need to remember is that these groughs will get narrower and will get muddier. So when you can, look for a way out if you need it. Most of these will rise out into mud, but you will get muddy climbing out. So let's just climb up and see how it goes. So the walls are getting closer in and we don't know which way we're going. You know, we'll go around here and it'll turn us around, but if we have a map and compass, yeah, look where the needle is. Where do we want to be? Up there. Hey, this gruff is not far off where we want to be. Let's follow it. This is gruff walking basically. You ever seen gruffs like this?
No, never been this deep in.
The good thing is, if it doesn't look right and you don't like it, turn round and walk back to where you started off. You don't climb out if you don't need to, just turn around. Because look, this looked horrible. And now it's climbing up to a point where we can climb out. Now from experience I know we're heading more north of where we want to be. Which means, if you don't like its direction, climb out of it, get into a gruff that's heading more in your direction. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to head in the direction we're going. This is more and more north, I want to go northwest. So when I get out, I want to look west, have a look west, see what's there, have a look round, match up what we're looking at and use our general bearing to carry on. A lot of people will criticise me for really not walking along an exact line, but that's not the idea of gruff walking. Gruff walking is having the confidence to walk up to a watershed, getting a good idea where you are by just having a look round, making a decision and walking to where you want to be. Just spatial awareness, a lot of it is. There we go. This is turning into very easy climb out. Look at the compass, look at the map. Yeah, I was right, we're walking too far north. So we're going to climb out and just compensate by walking slightly too far west. Just get into another gruff. The map that we're using shows that we could be out by 90 degrees. So we could even stand at the top and look along a 90-degree arc. This is a bit shitty. This is another problem about climbing out of gruffs. You will get your boots wet, and I do not want to fall over with this very expensive video camera. You see, I hate that. You climb out of a gruff, and you get a big squirt of water right up the back of your leg. Ugh. Right, let's carry on a bit longer. We want to head more west and north, so we're going to bend it round here.
If I follow this back down now, it's going to basically fetch me to where I want to be in it.
That's right.
Journey.
So if you want to go back,
So came out of that gruff.
yeah, if you want to go back, you know that no matter whether you go into the gruff next to it or the other gruff, if you follow it down that way along a reverse bearing on your compass, i.e. put south instead of north, so you're looking, that is now looking south, so that arrow there, hang on, that arrow there, do you see the white arrow? We've got the white arrow now on the compass, so that is looking down what you call a back bearing. That is looking 180 degrees opposite to where we look, so we know that if it's starting to snow, or if we've twisted an ankle and we're not very happy, we follow the back bearing back down the gruff, it'll take us back to where we need to be. It's pretty obvious, but a lot of people who get into trouble will not turn around and go back the way they came. They will go off at a tangent. Right, let's head for this hummock. We've lost the hummock, but we can follow the bearing to a certain extent. Right, we're almost where we want to be. That's the top of Fairbrook. Please don't PM me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the top of Fairbrook. So that's the northern edge. In fact it is, because behind it, which one might not pick up, are the shelf stones. Higher and lower shelf stones. That's where the B-29 bomber is that everyone goes on and 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 on about on forums. So I'm not going there. Right, after the clamber out, we've just walked a few hundred metres up, and this is Crowden Head. The cairn has been redone recently, actually. You can normally tell it's Crowden Head because you can see Pim Chair, you can see 636, which is a tiny little bump over there, and you can see the cairn, not the cairn, the trig point, tiny little dot which is in line with Kinder Gates. If you look just below the white dot, there's a little bump of rock, that's Kinder Gates.